again, but
Yeah, buddy.
since you and I connected on TikTok, hang. You know,
Hey.
you know. If you know, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. All right.
I know, baby. I know.
All right, let's get to it. You're
Heck yeah.
fantastic. You're a fantastic guitarist, ranked one of the top 100 young guitarists in the world by certain publications. You still playing only Fender, or you kind of branching out and
I
choosing
am,
brands?
man. Fender. Yeah, Fender's my go-to, dude. You know, I've been playing, my first guitar was a Fender Telecaster. And I got hooked up with one of the guys here in Nashville with Fender, and they've just been super supportive on my end. And every demo that I produce on these songs that I write, it's Fender guitars, dude. And
Nice.
they've been awesome, man. I think I've got 6 Telecasters and 4 Strats.
Nice.
So I'm loaded down over here.
Your Fender guitar brand loyalty is kind of like me with Heinz ketchup, but more expensive.
There you go, dude.
It's got to be Heinz ketchup. Don't bring that Hunts over here. It's got to be Heinz ketchup.
No. I'm with you.
All right. 5 years old, you dressed up as Kenny Chesney because you grew up in the same town that Kenny lived in.
Yes, sir.
So that was Halloween. Got some good candy. Dressed up as Kenny. Then 11 years old, you meet Kenny. You meet your idol. What was that like?
Man, you know what? I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember him just putting his arm around me, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is just the most insane thing." Growing up in Knoxville, I felt like I knew him, and I guess I was listening to an interview the other day where he had signed his first record deal in 1994 and dropped an album that year. That was 2 years before I was born. I was born in '96, and so since I was born, really, man, he's been a part of my life from a distance. You know, his mom cut my hair growing up.
Shut up.
And before that picture, his mom cut my hair. I worked at the same guitar store over a couple summers that he worked in as a kid growing up. And so even back then I knew just how big that moment was for me. And I was playing in a bluegrass band that night and when he showed up, and him and Peyton Manning showed up that night. And my little Knoxville brain, dude, University of Tennessee just exploded. It exploded. And I remember like it was yesterday, and getting to talk to him. I remember just looking at him in a complete awe, and I knew it wasn't going to get any better than that. Yeah. And I've always held on to it. In my music room when I was growing up, I had that picture framed, and it hung in my music room. And so every time I would sit down there and practice, man, he was always right there, almost like a shrine. And that was always what I wanted to work towards, was being somewhat close to what he's done for music. And so it's been pretty crazy, man.
That's brilliant. That's really brilliant. Did he give you any pointers when you met the first time?
He did. I had got my first C in science that week, and it was pretty rough, man. And up to that point, I'd been a solid B, but I finally sunk down to a C. And I remember my dad told me on the way home, he's like, you gotta get your grades up. I mean, C's ain't gonna do it. I'm like, Dad, don't worry about it, man. I want to be a country star. Like, I don't need science. I don't need all that, dude. And so my dad was with me.
That girls and guitars. Don't need that.
That's exactly right. Girls and guitars, man. That was my goal, and that's what I thought life was gonna be. I didn't need science, and so my dad was with me when I met Kenny that night, and so we were standing there and talking to Kenny, having a conversation. My dad's like, well, hey, can you give Greylan any pointers, like on just what he needs to do this for a living, do what you're doing? And he said, man, stay in school and learn how to write songs.
Nice.
And so I stayed in school. Actually, I got homeschooled shortly after that, and and then moved to Nashville when I was 17, and signed a publishing deal the day I turned 18. And so I did stay in school, graduated high school, but I didn't go to college, but I learned how to write songs.
That's all right.
Here we are.
Did you bring that science grade up, young man?
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
I did. I won a science award in 8th grade. So I did do that. I turned it around.
Solid work.
Turn it around.
Your dog's name is Chesney. What kind of dog you got?
He's a Yorkie.
nice.
Chesney's a Yorkie.
Nice.
Yes.
Right. So I gotta bring something up. All right. So you say you're a super fan, Greylan, as far as me Chesney is concerned. And I should mention Happy Does sitting number 2 right now. We'll get to more of that in just a second. So you're a super fan. Your dog's named Chesney. You dressed up like him for Halloween. Remember when you were 15 years old and you gave this interview and they asked you who some of your idols were?
I
want to say Brad Paisley, Brent Mason, John Mayer, and believe it or not, B.B. King. So those are mainly my idols.
Now I don't know whether you were listening there, but I got to be honest. I didn't hear one particular. Let's run that by again.
I want to say Brad Paisley, Brent Mason, John Mayer, and believe it or not, BB King. So those are mainly my idols, and they just always, their style has always connected to me in such a way that has.
Where's my man Kenny Chesney in that list?
Hey, you know what? More than I'm horrified by the list, my teenage weird dark list with the John Mayer, Slow Dancing in the Burning Room. More than I am horrified by that, my voice, my little voice, squeaky 13, 14-year-old voice, I am horrified. I was horrified. That was, I say around that time, actually was when I was getting ranked, and that when we were talking about my guitar stuff, man, that was around the time that I was really digging into trying to be a great guitar player. My guitar player around that time had just quit my band, and I was stuck without a guitar player. And I was like, man, like I need to learn how to play these songs in my set list better. And so I remember my bass player gave me that exact list of guys. He gave me a list of guys I need to go listen to learn how to play guitar well. And I went, and Brent Mason, man, like he changed my life, and Brad Paisley did change my life. And
Brad Paisley is an amazing guitarist,
fantastic. But Kenny, man, like Kenny's in there for sure.
No, I get that. Just
little 13-year-old dark and depressed Greylan, dude. He was. Look,
we'll blame it on hormones.
Dark stuff.
We'll blame it on hormones, right? At that age,
hormones. That's it, dude.
Hormones and teenage boys stink. So we'll blame
be rebellious, man. Be rebellious.
Exactly. All right. So as a songwriter, inspiration comes in all sorts of forms. Greylan.
Yes, sir.
Like First Train to Caroline, sort of a baby of Johnny Cash and Xbox. Tell me the story behind that.
You know what? That was one of the first songs I'd ever written. And there's 2 or 3 songs that really changed my life that got me to Nashville, and that was one of them. And there's another song, If I Was Elvis. That was, I'd say, the 3rd or 4th song I wrote. And First Train to Caroline was the first time I really figured out what ideas were. And still to this day, my papa was like, that's one of the best songs you've ever written, which I don't know about that. That was like about 12 years ago. But still,
hey, look, if your papa says that, then you let him believe that.
He does. I do. And, back then I was playing Xbox, and I was playing on the Carolina Panthers, and boom, it hit me. And I was really into Johnny Cash. That's what my papa listened to every day, taking us to school.
Right.
And so, yeah, that was really the start of the inspiration and learning how to find ideas in the most weird places, and trying to make those ideas connect to fans of terrestrial radio.
Yeah. Do you remember the very first song you wrote, and was it about a girl?
You know what? It was about a girl, but in a different way. It was about my grandmother. The first song I'd ever written was the day that my grandmother had passed away. And so I didn't know how to, and I was 11. It was right after that Kenny picture was taken. That picture was taken in October, and my grandmother passed away in November. And so I'd say around the time, I was learning how to play guitar. I think I knew 3 chords, and I think I knew G, C, and A minor. And that was what that song was in. And so that was the first song I'd ever written. It's in my BMI catalog, and it's in there. And so that song's always been special, and that's where the whole crazy journey began.
Yeah, what a great outlet music is to kind of help you deal with stuff, right? Yeah,
I agree, man.
Absolutely. All right, so let's get to the song, because I mean the song is right.
Yes, sir.
Grab a 6-string, find a rope swing, hang a palm tree in your truck, drink a beer, just because.
So that song is just it's so good. I've loved it from the first spin on KFDI.
Thank you, buddy.
I had to kind of beat my boss up about it, walk down the hall several times and be like, dude, you keep that song on rotation. Don't you take, I know it's not testing well right now, but you keep that there. And he did. Yeah. And now we're sitting at number 2, getting ready to crack number 1. Will this be your first number 1?
This would. Yeah.
Oh God. How exciting is that?
It's been crazy, man. I remember the day I wrote the song. I remember that and how crazy that was. And then my co-writer, Jamie Paulin, had me and one of my other co-writers, Brock Berryhill, we were sitting and demoing the song, and we finally got it done about 6 o'clock that night, the same day that we wrote it. And we sent it to Jamie Paulin, the co-writer, and Jamie just didn't even listen to it. I think he was about 2 Jack and Cokes in at a bar somewhere, and he fired it off, and Kenny texted him back like later that night, and was like, man, I love this song. I want to cut it. And Jamie was like, what song? I sent you a song. What? And he screenshotted it and sent it to all of us.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Jamie basically drunk texted Kenny Chesney, doesn't remember doing it, and that's how the song ended up in Kenny Chesney's.
That's how the song got to Kenny Chesney. That's exactly right.
Your story is the best story of my radio career so far. It is
Hey,
just,
you know what, dude? It's been everything about this song has just been like a movie script. I mean, it really has. I mean, we couldn't have written it any better, honestly. And yeah, that's how Kenny got the song, and we got a screenshot, and we were all freaking out. Obviously, I was, you know, completely up in arms, and so he said he's going to record the song. 2 weeks later, right around my birthday, he recorded the song. Best birthday present ever.
Wow.
And then we found, you know, that, and then it was about a year from when he recorded the song to when we found out that it was going to make the record. It was going to be on the album.
Right.
And then when we got that email, it was another celebration.
Sure.
And I remember telling my girlfriend, I was like, hey, if I just make this record, if I got a Kenny cut, like that's it. Everything else is gravy. I don't even need the single. I don't even have to worry about it being a single. That'd be awesome, but I don't think it's going to happen. But if it does, cool. I'm just happy with the cut. And then it was a single. I'm like, oh my God, this is just keeps getting better. And so then it's like, well, even if it doesn't go number one, like it's still just a huge thing. And now, you know, it's been crazy all the way to the top. And Kenny's been super awesome and supportive, and he's been really communicative, and it's just been crazy. I still get texts where it says Kenny Chesney pop up on my phone. I'm like, what is life, dude? It's just, I don't even understand it, man. It still feels surreal. I'm trying to just take it in, because it's just so much. And I don't even know. It's hard to even put into words how amazing it is.
Let's jump back on the writing process again here real quick.
Yes,
when you guys were writing the song, Jamie Paul and you, Brad Clausen, Brock Berryhill, were you writing it specifically with Kenny Chesney in mind? Like, did you sit down and go, hey, I got this line bouncing around in my head to be perfect for Kenny Chesney, or did it just organically kind of come together?
You know what? I'd been in Key West the first week of May at the BMI Songwriters Festival, right before we wrote that song. And I saw something on a sign. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it said something about happy. And I remember walking in that day, and I was like, I had another idea. I was just had happy in the title. And Crazy Jamie, man, he was just like, man, what if it's like, remember when Forrest Gump said, stupid is and stupid does? I was like, oh no, what's he about to say?
What is
and he
going
said,
on?
He said, happy is as happy does. And we all looked at each other and we're like, oh, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. And we started kind of singing it. We're like, it sounds cool. And, you know, we had got an email saying that, hey, you know, Kenny Chesney's recording in 2 weeks. Like, if y'all can write something, like a hit for him. I mean, we can send it to him and get it to him, and maybe he'll record it, and which is a pipe dream. And I'd never had a hit before. I really had no cuts by other artists at that point. And the rest of us, you know, Kenny Chesney was just on another planet. And, and so we were kind of writing it towards Kenny 100%. And then I remember, I guess the weekend before we even wrote the song too, I'd been in Knoxville, and just north of Knoxville, in a town called Maynardville, and talking to a cashier that told me he was moving to Hollywood. And I was like, man, like, that's crazy. This guy's in the middle of nowhere working at a gas station. And he's happy as a peach because he's moving to LA to be an actor. And that's fantastic. It stuck with me. And so when Jamie said, happy is as happy does, I was like, man, what if we talk about like a gas station clerk that's in a terribly tight situation, but it's just positive as can be. And Jamie loved it, and Brad loved it, Brock loved it. I handed the guitar to Brock. I was like, dude, play one of those classic Kenny Chesney kind of riffs. And he started with the G, the A minor, and C, and that's all the song is, man. Nailed so it was an easy day. I remember leaving that day thinking, oh my gosh, we got a cool one. I never would have thought it would be a hit, but it has been, and it's been just insane.
Here we are. One more question for you. One more question. So 11-year-old you got advice from Kenny Chesney that changed your life, told you to stay in school and learn to write songs. So let's say you've got a young fan listening right now, someone who wants to be a songwriter, a guitar player, musician of some sort. What advice are you going to give them?
I'd say it's the same advice. Stay in school, learn how to write songs. I would actually do the write songs and then school, because I mean, writing songs, man, I think it not only is an outlet for your feelings and what we go through in life every single day. You know, for a creative person, it's changed my life. I didn't know that songwriting was a thing when I was growing up. I just thought Kenny Chesney sang it. Kenny Chesney wrote those songs, but you know, these songs, I've seen the stories that I've received about what Happy Does has done for people during this pandemic of all things. You know, it's insane what a song can do to connect to people, and it's a special thing, and it's a special feeling. So stay in school, because it's super important. And English class, gosh, my English teachers, I owe a lot to them, because they're why I think I'm decent at this, and read books and do the thing, because everything you put in your brain is what you put on the paper when you write a song.
Yeah, punctuation saves lives. I think we can all agree.
That's exactly right, buddy. I agree.
I love it. Well, listen, we are going to celebrate when this song goes number one.
Yes,
right,
sir.
so
We
I'm
are, dude.
I'm going to be thinking of you when I talk about this on the radio and it goes number one. I'm going to be thinking of you and Kenny Chesney and the rest of the crew because I'm happy for you.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it, man.
Thing for you, man. Greylan
Hey,
James.
it already has been, dude. Thank you so much for reaching out, y'all, and thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, buddy.
Greylan, that was great. Hope to talk to you again
dude,
soon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much, man. I'm excited.
Stay in touch. I'll troll you a little bit on TikTok and
yes, sir.
And I'll throw up some more videos with my animals and whatever else craziness happens in my world. But yeah,
yes, sir.
This song and I've told this story enough on air, so I didn't want to put it in the interview. But this song helped me too. My wife passed 4 months ago due to COVID.
Oh,
and this song was playing at around this time, and it just kept things really in perspective for me. So, I want you to know you're making a difference with your songwriting.
Man, thank you so much. Gosh, I'm sorry to hear that, but dude, I'm glad it's been a little beam of light for you, dude.
Yep.
And, it's been crazy. Dude, it's a God thing, you reaching out to me, man. And I appreciate it. I can't wait to hear it. When do you think it's going to air?
Probably Wednesday, 7:10ish. I'm getting ready to post the whole thing over on a blog on the website kfdi.com. So I'll send it to you.
Awesome.
But I'm gonna play some of the audio Wednesday morning around 7:10. So
fantastic. I can't wait to hear it, buddy. Thank you so much.
All right. Best of luck to you, Greylan.
Hey, have a good day, dude.
You too. Bye-bye.
I see you, buddy.